Hi, welcome to Just Look at It.
I'm Jess.
I'm Reed, and we are really excited. I'm excited to talk about generational beliefs, right? We're waking up right now, Jess, talking about generational beliefs around sex and money because they are so connected and they decide on how we operate every single day.
Is sex, money, religion, all the things you're not supposed to talk about are the things that actually make the biggest difference.
Yes.
Every single time. Like if you're not supposed to talk about it, that's why we're being held back.
Yeah.
And so that it's funny. People
Silence
talk about
kills, right?
Right. You just don't. I don't know. It just always irritates me because it's like that we run from the things that are the actual solution.
Right.
And we need to stop that. That's why we just look at it.
And it's because like there's this thing like generationally we didn't just grow up in a family where they believed a certain way, but there was beliefs that they were trying to break. Like for instance, in my family, my grandfather was all about money. He was like, money's my God. And was really blatant about it.
Oddly enough, my grandfather was too.
Fascinating.
One of my two grandfathers was the same way.
Wow.
And he lived in a castle.
Yes.
And that was where my mom's beliefs came from. Was there was this time that he pulled out, she was trying to talk to him about Jesus, and he pulled out his wallet and he said, "This is my God." And my mom told that story like thousands of times.
Right.
And it placed in me this hatred of money because it was like he was evil, he was mean, he was all these things. And then as she got older, she started to unlearn those things.
Yeah.
And that was really powerful.
It's like shake your fist at the problem, but the problem is like in here. It's in our DNA, and it's also in our programming.
Right.
So one of my most recent discoveries is reprogramming my DNA around money, just like I've reprogrammed my DNA around sexuality. And it is entirely possible. It's working, and I'm really super excited.
It's super fun because the abundance flows. When you feel confident sexually, it's always strange when you're in a relationship because it's not just like my mindset. It's not just my discipline. It's not just my everything. It's two people, and you have to work together in order to make that synergy happen. But sometimes it's really hard, and there is push-pull. But when you're really dedicated to each other and you want to do better and you want to go the same way, you wait for each other, you encourage each other, you lift each other up, you keep going because you believe, I believe that you're powerful. And I believe that I'm powerful.
You are very powerful, but there have been times where it's so gut-wrenching because it's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And one of us is just like, why? Why does it have to be this way that you're stuck there and I just want to go?
Right.
And when you can both go at the same time, because you're both hitting things head on, like looking at it, just like the show says, just look at it. It's incredible.
Our life entirely changed when we started this show. And it's funny because we're only in week 3, but it caused... the 3 weeks beforehand, we tried to do it because we were like, let's just go live. We love doing live. But we couldn't because as we were trying to just look at it, we kept unraveling ourselves and really just came to, in about 3 weeks, this really deep healing that we had both been working through, but then we brought it together. And that was incredibly powerful because I was like, it's all happening. All the things just kind of came together all at once.
I'm like looking at toxic masculinity and going, wow, I've been so defensive for no reason whatsoever. It's just been programmed in me that if times get rough enough, then I start to lose my presence of my value in my relationship, my deep kindness toward myself, my self-love that's so deep that I'm afraid to look at it because it reminds me of all of this stuff that I don't want to look at.
And then you had this overabundance of empathy that
empathy
just
killed
so much. And I see that in so many people, but especially men.
Yeah.
And it's like you care so much that you literally have to turn it off and go dead inside.
Well, we've been told not to like actually look at our emotions really close.
Right.
So it makes sense. When we look at the emotions, there's too many emotions because we hadn't looked at them.
Right.
So then they're all there all at once and we don't know how to decipher the difference. And in that moment, there's a way to just look at it, like pull yourself back. And this is what we learned from being traumatized when we're young. Like when I was traumatized, I was hovering.
Right. I call that healthy disassociation. You can actually use the trauma
Yeah.
to help you heal with logic, and it's so fun. And it's what makes it easy. What I'm excited about in this process is over the decades, I've written a lot of curriculums that are really specific for certain types of people, for adults, for children, for teens. And I've always done it for other people. And as you guys are just like watching us go on this wild adventure of a journey that we're stepping into and have been stepping into all of our abundance of just believing in who we are. And that has been fun. I've been carrying around my box that's my brain. And I went into that and started to pull all the right pieces that go with this type of healing, this process, and really just overcoming. And I'm excited because like all the 12 weeks are there. They're like, I'm putting them together. I'm weaving the flow through, and I'm just.
Oh yeah. So here it is.
I'm beside
Commercial
myself
break.
Excited.
To let them know about what's going on. If you want to heal from sexual trauma and generational abuse, reprogram your beliefs, I've got a mastermind for you.
Yep. So, you know what? You guys can help me name the workbook because I'm writing the curriculum, and I've been pondering this.
That's a beautiful idea.
The topic really is, so what the mastermind that Reed's doing is actually a 12-week program walking through a curriculum that I have written over the last 20 years. And it's a 12-week program on healing the generational roots, the beliefs that you have that are centered around sex, money, relationship, and abuse beliefs. And there's so many things that are all tied together. But when you see it and can easily just heal through it with the tools, then
the result is unshakable confidence. You will
crazy, and it's
be able to communicate
with
people without just like freaking out and thinking that they won't take it right. They won't receive it well, and all of those things that just get in our way of our relationships, like that deep-rooted beliefs about whether we'll be understood or not, whether we'll be able to carry the weight of our team. And in reality, all of that is within us. It's just the things we need to look at. It's deep and it's rooted. But I'm telling you, there's freedom for you. So please join.
And I'm excited because I get to do what I love doing, and that is writing and teaching, because it will just end up being a curriculum and possibly like real short videos that go with each chapter. And curriculum writing has been my jam for a very long time. So I get to go do behind the scenes work, and Reed is way much better at leading small groups than I am because I talk too much. I'm better on video because you can pause me.
Pause. Where's the pause button, guys?
Right there. Pause.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Like, subscribe, ring that bell.
Ring the bell. Slap that bell.
How all the YouTubers say it. We Reed got banned on Facebook.
We are
yesterday.
YouTubers.
We're YouTubers now
because I got banned on Facebook.
Well, we've been trying. This just pushed us off our edge of like just doing it.
Beautifully.
Doing it.
Beautifully.
Right. So I'm so excited just about what the next season holds. And if you guys have an idea for naming the curriculum, I would love to hear it, because we need something like radical freedom.
Right?
Like, I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm playing with ideas.
Radical transformation method.
Right.
If you call it method, it sounds sophisticated and works better. RTM.
Radical transformation.
That already sounds like somebody has that.
It sounds way too stuffy, too.
I know,
it's way too stuffy.
Yeah.
We need to have a good time.
We do.
And that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
It sounds painful.
I think breakthrough like a mother would be a really great way to do it.
That's one way.
So if you're, I think this is how it works on YouTube. Hashtag replay if you're not watching it live.
Right.
you guys are awesome, and we
we
want to be able to comment with you and
talk to you.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. We've done a ton of shows on Facebook, but we've had trouble because of our topics being censored a lot, and we love going live. So we're working on really building the live part of YouTube, because why not?
It's exciting.
It's fun to be able to engage with y'all and play.
Yes. So let's talk about money a little bit more and our beliefs around it. So
Gotcha,
I was told by my dad when I was very young that my grandfather worships money, and he doesn't believe in the God that my siblings believe in, I believe in. And so it was like this very derogatory, he'd have a lot of derogatory comments around like whatever his interactions were with his dad and one of his wives. And so like, while there was a lot of
so you were just
crazy
taught to like not like your grandfather?
Well, apparently they got kicked off of their property at some point as they were building their business that was like a strawberry farm. She didn't like my dad, the
I don't know
wife.
who you're talking about.
I'm talking about my grandfather.
Okay.
So my grandmother, one of my grandmothers, I think there was 6 of them altogether. The 6th one did not like my dad, apparently.
Okay.
I could see why, but I'm just saying. But there was this so much complaining about being kicked off of this property.
Was your dad
they were
an
building
adult?
a strawberry farm on. My dad was an adult. He was at least 40 years old at the time.
Oh, well,
And
he
so
probably needed to get his own property.
Right. I don't even understand what went down. There was always these accusations, and what I
is
realized,
the impact
though,
on you, though?
the impact is that there's this person who has money, and they screw me over, right? That's the idea. And then it's the ex-wife's fault, and it's never solved. So there was always like this blame on relationship as to why money didn't work out. And I realized that that's a really common thing with people who don't have money. And it's something that I've experienced most of my life. And while I've tried to avoid it, what you avoid, you become. And so in the worst times, I've received less money because I've focused on what happened. I get stuck in the past. And this is the key thing that I've seen with people around me who struggle with money. It's getting stuck in the past. If I'm stuck in the past, focusing on what I could have done then and what I should have done, I will never, ever, ever achieve my goals.
Right. Blame. You start blaming everyone else, or
blame yourself.
Right?
That's the same thing. You blame yourself for not doing something then or when, and it does no good.
Blame.
Our mental health, like especially after COVID, our mental health is going to be it's going to be wavering. It's going to be doing this.
Right.
And we can. I mean, if we don't manage it well, it's going to be going up and down and up and down. But in that process,
presents in the extremes.
Absolutely.
Right.
Core belief, Jess.
Well, it just does. You see it everywhere in society. We were actually talking last night with our 15-year-old son. He's like, when have humans not had a trauma response?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think the trauma response that we're living within like goes as far back as like the last ice age. and the cultural beliefs that we don't talk about, religion and politics, and we don't talk about sex, and there's all these beliefs around it that cause that to impact our money, because those things impact the core of who we are.
Yeah.
And when you're not looking at the core of who you are, it causes everything to be out of balance. And money, I love money because it's really just an indicator as to how you're doing in life generally. Normally, if money's off, there's lots of other things that are off too.
Yes.
And so when you see those other things come into alignment, the money falls into place. And so it makes it really easy, because abundance flows like you gotta to snowball. Once you get to this point, you just kind of push it and it goes just all on its own. And that is really momentum. It's fun, and it's easy.
It's all about the
easy.
momentum,
It's
and it
taking
is
away the
easy.
pain. Take away the pain of whatever you have. Just go straight through it. Like, you can't avoid your problems.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason.
Yeah. They're indicators of where we are, where we're headed. Guys, I love you. This has been
I love you
awesome.
So
We will
fun.
dive into the same subject a lot more
Right.
as I share my victories and my
Hello, phone call.
my deep internal beliefs. I love you guys so much. We will see you next time.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
See ya.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Mwah.